So you're telling me last week there was no podcast. This week the podcast is early and consistency is key.
Always keep them guessing.
It was nice to see some people said what happened in the pod.
No, they said I'm having withdrawals.
Someone said my hearing is too good. I didn't get it just blasted.
Well, last week we had just a scheduling we could not make work. Heather was out of town. Then I had to go help at my son's school.
Corey signed up for everything at her son's school. And now, of course, the school is saying, do you want to sign up for more?
Tomorrow I will have to be back at the school. I see what they're doing. They're saying there's a weak parent out there who doesn't know boundaries.
The problem is you're going to quit.
But welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing podcast. Each week, we bring a little marketing tidbit, know-how nuggie right to your ear holes when we can make our schedules align. Have we missed many? No.
No,
we really truly have not.
Our average number of podcasts per year when I get the recap is 54. I'm not sure why it's not 54. But it's 54.
We're over-delivering at this point. Is it great quality content all the time? No. But is it consistent?
No.
Mostly.
It goes to show you, and this isn't what the podcast is on, although it should be, that consistency truly is key. When you condition your audience to expect something and then you pull the rug out from under them and then you switch it up, it is very confusing. Do this enough. Do this enough and you'll lose
your audience. Yeah, absolutely.
I see that. If I could say one of the deadly sins of cooking, it's this changing and switching and not consistency and then wondering what happened.
Yeah, wondering what happened. And that is why I am here on this Monday to bring you guys a podcast. We actually are.
They say if you do it once, it was a mistake. If you do it twice, it's a habit. Something like that.
If you do it 3 times, it's a conspiracy. We are actually a spinoff from a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. If you're wondering where we get the podcast topics from, it's from what goes on in that group. There's almost 5,000 bakers in there. So it's a great place to learn what's going on in the market, what bakers are struggling with, and be able to bring you one of those many topics each week on the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing podcast.
Because we get to manage that group, we have access to a lot of people's pricing structure. And this weekend, yesterday actually, or 2 days ago, I asked people, what would you charge for this? I said, only leave a dollar amount. If you put in a range, I had to delete it because if you put in anything other than dollar amount, I had to delete it because
here's
Excel
the thing,
threw it out.
Little asterisk, I'm drawing it in the air. We understand
location.
That location differs, but where can you get this amount of bakers in one space to learn about their pricing?
This isn't like a definitive biblical reading, but I said, what would you price a DIY kit consisting of 6 cookies, 3 icings, and 1 sprinkle tub? That was the only information I get. And I know, what size of cookies? What color? Listen, we just had to keep it pretty simple. If it gets too complicated, then we lose it. This is 451 people.
Wow.
Gave us their answers. And this is the average price for that.
Hit us with it.
$20.55.
Wow. For this is how many cookies?
6 cookies, 3 icings, 1 sprinkle tub. There is no other details provided.
I think I got to raise my prices. I am over that, but I don't want to be way over that.
I want to make more. So that was an interesting one. And that's why the group is so great, is that we can kind of take averages. I think what did I do for a price for a naked dozen? What was that number? Do you remember?
I cannot even remember. Sometimes you do podcast polls and then we never hear about them on the podcast.
Go with the group and read what I wrote. Posted by you. Okay, the listed price. Now I did this one back in October.
Okay, read us the caption.
The average listed price for sale of 1 dozen 3.5-inch naked cookies. If you're new to cookies, that's an undecorated cookie. This is still a PJ podcast.
It's not an inappropriate
What are they selling? Naked cookies based on 153 votes was $26.06.
Oh, wow.
So,
way above on that one.
That was a naked cookie. Are you selling naked cookies?
Sometimes people order them around the holidays a lot because they don't want to do the baking. They just want to do the fun decorating with their kids.
In a weird way, I feel like that's the DIY kit hidden.
It kind of is. Yeah. I've done them for baby showers. Like, you know how you do little games for like the baby shower?
It's very interesting to see the averages. And it's not meant to tell you to raise or lower your prices. Again, there's no information on location.
You fold it up, put it in your little pocket.
If you're charging $2, maybe that's a little signal to raise them. If you're charging $100, maybe it's a signal to teach a Facebook Live.
Say the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group.
So the podcast topic today is copywriting formulas. Everyone fall asleep.
Goodbye.
But no, it's something
what copywriting. It's such an industry term.
It's such a buzzword. Okay, when you write on Facebook, the words you write on Facebook.
Yeah,
the caption. Yeah. So you copy captions. It could be interchangeable technically, but they're everywhere in marketing. So when you read the newspaper, that is copy. When you read something on Facebook, Instagram reel, descriptions, anything that you can read that, in my definition, has the intent to create an action is copy.
Yeah.
So when you say something, okay, like if I told you guys, write something that makes me want to buy this, that is overwhelming.
That is overwhelming.
And you pretty much default to like, buy this because that's the most direct thing.
Yeah. Sometimes me and Heather are so in the world of marketing that we forget people don't live in this world of marketing with us.
Right. A lot of you are in the kitchen as you should be.
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, just change the copy. And then people are like, I don't even know what you said.
The word copy means.
Right. Copy who? I thought we weren't allowed to copy. So what copy is, what caption is, they created these structures, kind of, they call them formulas, which sounds complicated, but just, a guide.
A guide. I like that.
It's a map of how to write. And there's different ways to write to compel people. Obviously, our typical end goal is an action like buying.
Listen, here, I'm going to even dumb it down. A royal icing template of how to write copy.
Like a transfer template?
A transfer template.
Take that concept and then you build on that with your own icing. But the icing is words. And the templates are formulas. Yeah. We're going to make this real easy to follow. So here are 5. Again, I didn't come up with these. These are very, very common, but I really do like them. And when you're looking at that blank wall on Facebook says, what do you want to write? And you're like, I have no idea. These are kind of where I like to start.
Or if you've been in business a while, you can identify which one you probably write more like. And you'll be like, oh, that's the one I feel like I'm gravitating to in my captions.
Right. If you are living with your 85-year-old grandmother and still watch cable television, I want you to pay attention to the commercials because all of them follow these structures.
Yes.
Infomercials, I'll let you figure out which one infomercials follow. But all commercials that, again, their intent is in 15 seconds, a 15-second spot to create an action of buying whatever the product is. Right? So let's start with PAS, pass. I don't know if people say it. I've only ever read it because it's copy. But it's problem, agitate, solution. Now, this is the infomercial structure. Sorry. Yes. Surprise, I told you the answer. It took 2 seconds. So when you're watching an infomercial, typically, and I think we've talked about this on podcasts because we're getting some deja vu. Typically, you see it start gray.
It does. I was just going to say that.
Sad things. For some reason, things in gray are bad. And there's a problem. So I think I watched this infomercial the other day. It was this like bacon microwaver.
Yeah.
Like you put this egg bacon shaped thing. If you know what infomercial I am talking about, you already know. Like you already
cut the cord, as people say, with my cable.
Oh yeah, you're missing nothing. You're missing absolutely balance of nature, people. Please. So it's this thing you put your bacon in this like plastic thing, and you put the plastic thing in your microwave, and it cooks the bacon perfectly, and then there's no bacon splatter, and it takes 2 seconds to have perfect bacon.
I already want it.
When the infomercial starts, it's somebody really struggling with bacon. The bacon splatters everywhere.
Is there a bacon struggle out there that I've missed?
Have you not tried to make bacon? It is a war zone. Have you ever let a bacon little oil touch your arm?
A little splat?
Oh my goodness. It burns.
Are you baking? Are you doing your bacon on the stovetop?
Because it's such a pain. I don't even make eye contact with bacon.
I usually put foil on a baking sheet.
Yeah, the baking sheet I like.
Bakey on there. And then you just... and then throw it away when
I just want to tell you, like Ruth Ann has 5 baking utensils. None of them match. All of them are 90 years old. None of them function well.
Do you wonder why I don't come here and bake anymore?
So it was like, I had this like bacon craving 3 years ago. That's why I never touched bacon since. And I found this baking sheet, put the foil on it. Of course, it's so shallow.
Yeah.
And bacon makes so much grease.
It
poured over the sides. It created a mini house fire. There was bacon smell everywhere.
I do love the smell of bacon.
Yeah, I've now since found Jack Link's has bacon jerky.
Did you see that? I've gotten the Jack Links. They're already made. You just reheat them, but they're what is the little sausage dude? A little sausage, and you just warm them up. He's already made. He was delish.
But I'm sure I need a pan that doesn't have a half a centimeter.
No, it said put them. It doesn't. They've already been made.
Let's go back.
Yes.
Podcast. What are you doing?
T-Mobile said your phone deserves a brand new case.
Okay, problem, agitate, solution. So back to the bacon example. It's a black and white. The person's struggling, all the bacon horrors. And then all of a sudden they say, like, they really dig into it. Like, are you suffering? Do you love bacon, but you haven't been able to have it? Did the bacon create a bacon fire?
Like they have like 3rd-degree burns.
Right. So they say, is baking hard for you? Did baking get worse for you? And then they're like, but by this bacon cup thing that you put into your microwave and you get perfect bacon. So we had a problem. We agitated it to make it sound, because like when you watch an infomercial, like the actor,
It's so
making it over
overly,
the top.
Like when they're flipping a burger, the burger will end up like halfway across the house.
So they created a problem, like we have problem flipping burgers. They agitated the problem in a ridiculous way, but it actually does work to trigger your memory of an issue you two had. Like, oh yeah, I did have a problem. When I saw the bacon thing, I was like, yeah, I remembered. Yeah, the bacon. I have bacon PTSD now. And then I was like, here's the solution. You'll never not have perfect bacon again. Like you're going to, everything it solves here. Now, taking that concept to cookies, a little bit different, right? Let's talk about a great one to do problem agitate solution is towards cookie classes and making the icing for them. Have you tried to get into cookies and you struggle with royal icing? Okay, that was a problem. Now we're going to agitate it. Royal icing can be one of the most complicated parts of cooking, and it's where we see that most of our class attendees quit.
Yes.
Here's the solution. We're going to walk you through how to make royal icing. In fact, in class, you get our recipe, and we use that recipe to decorate.
Sign me up.
Right. So we got the problem agitate solution. Now, here's a big takeaway of this copy. You can't just always write in problem agitate solution because it's going to look a little redundant. These are where you can pick and choose them and mix them into your copy. Problem agitate solution may be great for cookie classes. It doesn't apply so well to buying a custom dozen. But if you wanted to, you could say, do you have the father-in-law who's hard to buy for? Don't know what to get him, and he's a minimalist too. How about a custom dozen made directly for his personality? We can go pick out things
absolutely.
Like that. So problem, agitate, solution. It's a real simple one because you have the problem, you make it sound worse, and then you provide the solution. Always a quick go-to. I do like it.
I do like it too.
I don't think you write this way. I actually know which one you write it.
Which one do we write it?
No, it's coming up.
Okay. All right.
We have fab. Features, advantages, benefits. Now, this one is, you can see all those words are positive leaning. The problem agitate solution was a negative to a positive. This is positive, positive, even more positive. So we start with our features. We go to our advantages and we go to the benefits. Now, I really do like this one because I like the positive aspect of it. And I think it applies well to a product that is an upper, which is cookies.
And I think a lot of people don't like to be like overly, like, the agitate. Like, I don't see a lot of bakers being like, do you hate your mother-in-law? Did you just burn your own dozen sugar cookies?
That one works well for cookie. I like it for cookie classes.
Yes, that is good.
And I like it for people. Some of you bakers really like last minute orders.
Yes.
That would be good for them.
Okay.
Because last minute people do operate in a negative space. They are stressed. They are not well. Then we have the features, advantages, benefits. Our brand voices that you see Corey and I write in are very positive leaning. Yeah. So I do like this one. So give me an example of features, advantages, and benefits. Pick a product that you sell. Hungry?
Are you hungry? I would say with sugar cookies, like, are you trying to make a memorable event even sweeter?
Right.
Get a custom dozen cookies. Can do it last month.
Now, you led that one with a question. I almost think that this one doesn't need to lead with a question. It's just like, hey, guys, I've gotten into cake pops. Here is what I can do for you. I can do custom shapes. I can do this. And you get the custom birthday party that your little 1-year-old wanted. So we go upper, upper, upper.
Thanks for putting me on a spot.
Sorry. And no, I'm not talking this whole. I can already see this podcast is 99% my voice.
Because you have a list in front of you.
You write copy. You love it.
No, not on the cuff.
Okay, this is the one. Now moving from. So we had problem, agitate, solution. We had fab, features, advantages, benefits. Now, this is how I see you write on your page mostly. I'm not sure if you pronounce it AIDA, ADA, I don't know. Attention, interest, desire, action. This is how most of your copy is written.
I do.
I'm going to pull up your page.
Okay.
I'm a jump blast.
With your attitude. You remember the post I just made about Gams and her wrist?
Oh, you posted that?
I just think because she looks so cute.
Ruth Ann tripped on her walk and injured her wrist and has made it everybody's problem.
They at first thought it was broken, but then it turns out like she got lucky and it was like not broken, but I had already made the cookies, so it is what it is.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay. This is. I'm just gonna read this one. You can kind of say, "Move over, sugar cookies. We have a new cake popper in town. We did red velvet. I think Mario would approve since this is his favorite color. With a game controller to top it off. Did I taste test too many? Yes. Am I mad about it? Not even a little. Going down the taste test kitchen today. Strawberry flavored cake pops for Easter." Doesn't technically follow a formula. You're not selling a lot on your page. You trying not to sell anything?
When I'm booked, I don't.
Oh, here's a good one. Did you know I teach folks just like you how to decorate cookies just like these? I like that. So we got your attention. You said, did you know?
Okay. Attention grabbed. Mm-hmm. My attention was grabbed.
Check out Sugar Cookie Classes where you teach you everything you need to know about sugar cookie decorating. Interest. You said go check out.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Desire. The class is 1.5 hours, 6 cookies, and tons of fun. Plus, you get my very own cookie dough and icing recipes emailed to you after class.
Ooh, Desire.
And then yeah, you followed this perfectly. March class is filled, but my Swifty class still has a spot for you. Action. Take an action. Sign up.
Thank goodness. I'm sweating.
Yeah, so that is, I like that one. Again, it's a positive leaning. It's a structure of a 4-part thing. You even wrote in 4.
I did.
And you'll see that Corey and I, when it comes to sales posts, we always lean towards that one. I don't know why, because it's positive.
To me, I think you can connect, like at the first part is like the connection part. Like, are you trying to teach cookie classes? If you're like, no, like then I feel like I'm not wasting your time anymore.
You were like, do you want to teach cookie classes? Here's everything you get if you wanted to. So you bring my interest and then you desire, here's what you get. And then here's what you get when you sign up. This one, I like it because you can keep it as short as possible. I know problem, agitate, solution sounds like 3 parts, but actually translates to infomercial type long form copy,
which can
really
be very long. And what I see with that longer form copy is it speaks directly to a few amount of people and more apt with the few amount of people to create conversions.
I think if you talk to 5 people forward for the attention, interest, desire, action, you're talking to 100 people and maybe 50 buy. Yes. Again, not a bad ratio, but when you go to problem, agitate, like the bacon infomercial was like, bacon suck. Anyways, here's our bacon thing.
Like a vegetarian's not going to stop and listen to that. You know, It's not for them.
I would say the problem agitated solution spends most of its time in a negative territory and then call now for 1-800 and get 2 bacon things free. You know, right. We have this short solution. So when I think of the AIDA one, I think we got a nice cadence of like, hey, hi, this, that. Whereas problem agitate solution, if you're on LinkedIn, you see that type of copy where it's one time I woke up and I said it's over. You know, where it's like super long and there's so many line breaks. That was kind of an older style of marketing.
It's still going on LinkedIn.
Okay, we have before, after, bridge. Now this one, pretty simple. We have, are you suffering now? You wouldn't suffer over here. And here's how to get out of suffering, right?
Need cookies? I got cookies. Here's how to order.
So this one can be pretty short. I don't find myself using it a ton. I see a ton of commercials that use it though. Again, if you guys haven't cut cable, go Relaxium Sleep. I don't know what it is, but it's advertised every night on Ruth Ann's channels, which are, so I guess Relaxium Sleep and these Bounce Nature. It's 2 supplements. I don't know what they are. I think they're blended up strawberries. I'm not sure. But it was like, the Relaxium Sleep was like, a lady's like, I was sleeping terrible, but after I started taking Relaxium Sleep, I get no money for this. Do not sign up for Relaxium Sleep. It's like $100 a month. I had to look it up. She was like, I slept terribly. I started taking Relaxium and I slept great. And then here's how I got it, right? So you see, I have a problem. Here's my problem after it's fixed. And here's how that problem got fixed. In cookies, I don't find myself using this as often. You could use it again for cookie classes. People who
have nothing, wondering what to do this weekend.
That's a great one.
Here's what you can do this weekend. Come to my class.
Yeah, don't know what to do with your kids this weekend. I taught a class last week and I'll actually be teaching one next weekend, blah, blah, blah. You can sign up here. So you can see that I don't know what I'm doing. Here's something I could do, and here's how I get from to one to the other. So that one's a pretty simple one. It's a nice one to fall back on if you're pushing something.
At least it's got a good formula to it. So if you're like, I've never written in a formula before, that's a good starter one.
Would you see, the one thing I find the hardest to sell is custom cookies.
It's custom cookies. It was like, have an event coming up. Yes. Is your kid's birthday around the corner? Like, you can word it in a way that puts it like, oh, I do have an event. Baby shower on the way. Wedding season is upon us.
Yeah, I would say this is the more positive version of problem, agitate, solution, because you're not agitating the problem. You're showing them like, here's you with a problem, here's you without a problem, and here's how to get, versus a problem, agitate, solution. Literally starts off, it's called problem, agitate. It sounds real negative and then solution. I would do problem, agitate, solution for the person you don't know what to buy for. I always think of like, you don't know what to give somebody. Like, let's say you see somebody. What are you going to get? Somebody who has a kid, right? Like, you don't know what the kid style is.
It's because you are not like in the realm of
diapers. Then you go get the diapers and there's 50 ages.
Yeah. I would say like it's great for like Teacher Appreciation Day. That's like don't want to just give cards. Here's a sweet way.
You see that it goes down to why I don't know what to get this person.
Yes.
So I'd say problem, agitate, solution. A lot of the problems in cookies, not you guys, not bleeding. But for the buyer is, I don't know what to buy somebody. I'm not sure what to get them. Yes. Oh, here's a solution to get them something that's actually extremely customized, but also doesn't take up space.
So if you want to do problem, agitate, solution, you can be like tired of always giving the teacher the same gift card year after year after year.
Tie a cookie to it.
a little quickly to it.
Yeah, that's a great. So again, problem match date solution got a negative leaning. Typically, I'd see that infomercial long form content. When I'm saying long form, that means many, many sentences.
Yeah.
Then we have features, the fab features, advantages, benefits. Very positive leaning. I like it. I would say that should be a lot of go to. Just hey, here's everything you get when you buy this DIY kit.
Yeah, I will say that one doesn't cause as much stress, angst, and FOMO.
It's all positive.
Because it's so positive.
Great intermediate. You can't have, not every post can be FOMO, so this would be a nice non.
We're done.
Like a furniture store. They've been closing for years. They get those trucks that drive around like, the furniture store's closing. You guys have been closing since I was 5.
I know.
That's FOMO too long.
Yes.
But they're just hoping to get one transient person who hasn't
Absolutely.
seen it. Then we have attention, interest, desire, action. Love this one. I like that it's 4 sentences long if you want it to be, or it can be 4 paragraphs long.
To me, this one holds your hand, holds the client's hand through it.
Easy to start off with the question, hey guys, are you bored? And then you can lead them into something. And that could be either a pop-up. A lot of these apply really well to events if you wanted to sell cookies at events. And then we have the before and after bridge. So can't sleep, I sleep great. Here's how you can sleep great too. And then we have 4 C's: clear, concise, credible, compelling. Now, those sound a bit different to me. I feel like
you did a thing in the Cookie College, a class with that one.
I did the 4 U's and the 4 C's.
Yes.
So the 4 U's are useful, be useful to the reader. Urgent, this is a FOMO. Unique, convey the idea that the main benefit is unique, and then be ultra specific. This is how we actually sell the Cookie College. You guys should sign up. So let's try it for the Cookie College, right? So useful, be useful to the reader. Hey guys, we've created this program that is designed to help you make more leads. So useful, right? Mm-hmm. However, we only have 250 spots. This is actually how we launched at Cookie College. There's only 250 spots at the time.
Yeah.
We have since released that, but we said there's only 250 spots. We're just testing out this product, which is true. And be unique. And so to be this unique thing, we said a lot of this information you can find all over the internet, but never in a perfect package delivered to sugar cookie bakers, right? And then ultra specific. This is designed, it wasn't for bakers. It wasn't for cookie bakers. It was for sugar cookie bakers.
Yeah.
Now, that one is a little bit of a hard sell pitch formula to me. I think it'd be harder to draw that over to cookies. You can do it for cookie classes.
Yeah, you can definitely
easily.
do it for classes.
You can do it for pre-sales.
True.
Pre-sales, again, that FOMO thing means that there needs to be a limited quantity.
Yeah. I would,
or a time
definitely
constraint.
Pre-sale. It's like, because customs, I guess you could say if like you're booking up fast, you could do it maybe that way. It is a little bit harder though.
I want to see the 4 C's in this one. Hold on, Gus girl. Okay, now the 4 C's, these are all over the internet.
Yeah.
You don't have to get them, but if you want them uniquely designed for sugar cookie bakers, for you. Okay, the 4 C's: clear, concise, compelling, and credible. And the writer says, here's one of my favorite formulas because it reminds me to stay focused on the goals of copy and the benefits to the reader. Keeping the writing clear, keep it concise, find a compelling angle to write from, and write in the credibility. So this guy, the example is, remember everything, even your nephew's birthday. Try the web's most popular to-do list and a link. So you see that he said, remember everything. What is the app going to be about?
It is a
task tracker, right? Be concise. Remember even your nephew's birthday. Compelling. Try the web's most popular to-do list, and that's credible, right? So that one, this tweet from Kevin Lee was very dial in, and it's great on Twitter because you only had so many characters. I don't know if Twitter lifted that, or X or whatever. But when you go to these formulas, it kind of helps you structure. So let's say clear. What would be clear? Like here's an example of you when you bake too much.
Yeah.
And you want to do like a clear the shelf kind of pose. Corey will be like, I miscounted. Very clear. I miscounted how many cookies I baked. Does anybody want to be a taste tester? If you show up today, I know you do this. If you show up to my boards today, and then you'll be like, and I don't think you actually add the credibility to it, but sometimes you could add like.
Sometimes I'll be like, don't take my word for it, take theirs, and I'll include like a review square that I've made.
Yeah. So there's different ways to approach this. Now, in a healthy marketing campaign, in a healthy marketing strategy, you would use all of these.
Yes.
If you do one too many, you're going to.
Your audience is going to get jaded from it, almost like you've outused their attention span for that specific one.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf is a great example of I haven't sold any tickets. So sometimes I see when people are like, I haven't sold any class tickets, and then they sell some, then their brains are like, well, that worked. I haven't sold any more class tickets. And that's a very negative thing. The first few people who helped you supported you. But when they see you using that approach every time, they're like, oh, no, that was a gimmick to sell tickets.
Or if I see it so many times on the same page, I'm just like, I scroll by because you're always literally saying the same thing.
Also, you have a very sad approach. Now we see in marketing, and I associate, marketing cookies with very positive, upper vibes. So we want that temperament, the brand voice to be very positive leaning. I would only use FOMO things if it was truly, we have 2 tickets left in this class, but I would keep it as an upper, not that I haven't sold any, nobody wants it. Why would I want something nobody else wants? So you can say, the approach is like, I have 2 tickets left. I cannot sell them. And I'm going to offer them at 50% off. Okay, that's what we're working with. Now, the approach, the copy formula that you can choose is problem, agitate, solution. Hey, guys, I know 2 of you have got to be struggling with cookies, and I know it's frustrating for you. In this class, we're going to cover this, and here's how you can buy a ticket. Yeah. So then you say, okay, I have 2 tickets. I can't sell them. Let's just walk it through the formulas. I have 2 tickets. I can't sell them the cookie class. Let's do features, advantages, benefits. Guys, I have 2 tickets, and the 2 people that come to this class are going to learn this, that, and the other.
And not only that, you're going to get my personal dough recipe that I use for all of my orders.
And if you're still not sold, I'm offering these last 2 tickets at 50% off. I've already baked the cookies. We just want a full room of very positive, right?
Yeah.
Then we have the attention, interest, desire, action. I could almost read exactly what Corey wrote there, but let's do it back to the 2 tickets. Hey guys, I have 2 tickets left. If you're interested in learning, and you could even put that, if you're interested in learning more about cookies, this is going to be the class for you. In this class, it's next Saturday. You get this, that, and the other. Here's how to sign up. Again, only 2 tickets, but here's a 50% off code if you wanted. So before, after bridge, let's do again. We have 2 tickets. We're not trying
always
to sound.
Saw those, seen those videos on Instagram and always wondered how they did that.
Oh man, that's a solid one. That's right there. Because
learn how to make it.
When we host class, I always ask people, why are you here? And they'll be like, I was on Instagram and I saw those videos, right? So you people posting decorating videos, you're patting our pockets. Keep going.
Thank you.
It is really helpful. But we have the before and after bridge. So again, hey guys, don't want to learn. And here, 50% off on the next 2 tickets. So this room is sold out. Then we have the 4 C's, clear, concise, credible, compelling. Guys, this class is almost full. We just lead with compelling, right? I want 2 more seats. We have 2 tickets left. Click here and get 50% off. Like that is going to be a real quick post. It introduces FOMO in a positive way.
Yeah.
I want to be honest, there's so many of these formulas. You could go through and find your favorite. We're only just covering 5, but there's probably hundreds.
I'm sure.
You can go and just kind of work through the formulas and find which ones you find yourself have an affinity towards. And that's probably your brand voice, kind of the thing right there. I would say at no point would I ever recommend a sad, somber, woe is me voice. Not in cookies.
The thing is, in marketing, there is that, but it's usually that product that, we did the stall rescue tool, do you not want to be locked into a bathroom?
You're going to have to add some context for these poor
I
people.
think we've talked about the stall rescue tool before.
We had a client he was an engineer, and public restrooms have those kind of weird locks.
They sometimes only lock from the inside. You can't access them from the outside.
Sometimes you can unlock them with a quarter. Otherwise, sometimes you have to break down the door. He had created something where you could unlock it, and it was for a drug overdose.
Yes.
Like that was the focus on it. Or somebody who is
having a heart attack and you need to reach them.
You went right. I was going to say having a disability, but you just went right in for they died and we need to unlock the door. So what was that? That was just adding context.
That was like that you could come at from a negative way.
Because that was saving a problem.
It's saving a life.
When I hear that, I just immediately go to problem, agitate, solution, because that is a problem-solving product by design. When we think of cookies, are we solving a problem? You almost have to introduce what the problem is that we're solving.
Like, don't know what to bring, wedding favors, not sure what to make.
Yeah, and then think about who your audience. The wedding, the bride is going to have a lot different perspective than the woman who's having a birthday party for the 1-year-old, right? So how you write, and here's the thing, and it's important to note that how you write to one person, it doesn't have to be written to everybody. Sometimes you can, like Corey and I host cookie classes probably 40 minutes from your house.
Yeah.
But when you do that, guys, I bake too much, come and be a taste tester, those are people who are 5 minutes from your house. You write wildly different when it's to different audiences. So you say, well, Heather and Corey, you want me to exclude some of my audience? Absolutely. You're writing enough content posts to hit everybody eventually, but that content bucket maybe to brides. I don't think that Corey should post a wedding set and try to get sales from somebody who's having a 2-year-old's birthday.
It won't
too
work.
Far. But that allows her now to produce 2 points of content. She can do a wedding set. Then the next post is a birthday set.
Yeah.
And she'll be writing to the 1-year-old, the 2-year-old's mom for that one. But the first one, she was writing to brides and event planners.
Something that I know that I could say just from experience is I'm based in an area called Lake Ridge, and our classes are 40 minutes away. So I do not use my baking page to sell as many classes because it's so far away that typically people in Lake Ridge don't want to drive.
Because Corey's focused on a target audience that's hyper local because she wanted, because again, you have different approaches. You could be the cheapest baker. You could be the closest baker. You could be the most talented baker.
Last minute baker.
Right. So you guys have different audiences. So when Corey builds her page too, you wanted to be the hyper local baker.
Yeah.
Now that the classes are so far away, she does implement them, but I'll see the copy that she writes in local groups and it always includes it's worth the drive, guys. I promise you I'll make it worth the drive.
I like to name it. Because I know it's going to be far, you're going to have things. So I'll post it every so often, but you're not going to see me post it all the time because I have made my page hyper local.
Right. So, and this is a pain and I wouldn't necessarily take this approach. We do have a cookie classes page. And in that one, we don't make excuses for, I know it's far away. It's not.
And we were teaching all over the area for a while.
We got LASIK. So when you see these, you can see when somebody is writing off a formula. Sometimes they get so good at it and they don't even realize they're writing. Like Corey's like, oh, I don't follow any formula, but you clearly like that AI.
I do.
When I see a baker following no formula, it's going to look like really had a fun time decorating the set. Do you see that has no structure to it? There's in every single one of these copy formulas, it ends with a call to action in various ways. When there's no call to action, and we're not saying that every post does need to be a sales post. Corey had a couple posts. Here's a great one. This is pretty funny. You posted an Archer's birthday.
Oh, it is.
So Corey had made this Mario set for her son's birthday at school. And then she had said, hey, I want to make a post about it. Not a sales post, but Corey's like, I wanted to make a funny post. So basically the copy is that she has this client who's so entitled, doesn't pay on time, walks in her house, just kicks his shoes off, but it's her son. Right. Yeah. So she was like, the last sentence reveals that he says, Mom, I don't want to clean my room. That is a worthless sales post.
Yes.
But it is an engagement post. So again, when we follow formulas, we're going to see them all end with a call to action. That doesn't mean that every post you ever make needs to be a call to action. It means you need to implement them.
It means when you need to make some sales, it's better to do it with the formula. When I go to a baker's Facebook page, and I stalk you guys all the time, scary, and I just see, thank you, Miss Bryce, for ordering these for your son's second birthday.
That was very specific. Who has everyone with Miss Bryce as a teacher?
Cookie Monster. Just kidding. There's no sales behind it. So reading that, I would just be like, oh, I don't feel the need to order these. They're just thanking. If I reading a post like that, I would say that you maybe are booked out for a while and you don't need sales. You're not giving me the inclination like, hey, I'm making this set. You're not following any formula. So I don't feel the need to order.
Yeah. It's like, I'm always going to rag on braggadocious posts because I don't necessarily see the goal of them other than to see, look what I can do.
Yeah.
So we talk about it. Don't post the look what I can do's unless you want the orders, right? So if you say, let's say you want to do a look what I can do, which is I'm going to just call it a trash post because we don't have a call to action. We don't have a goal here other than look at me and give me likes. But let's say we want to implement it into a type of sales post. Again, don't post it if you don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
That's always the big takeaway. Or you can say, hey, I've used this is a technique I've learned. Maybe give the credit to the baker you got it from. And here's what I'm using this to implement that. If you truly want to say, I am working on my skills, I want my audience to know I'm working on my skills because it benefits them. Yeah. But understand that was a likes grab. And that's okay. And I think it's a type of content bucket that I'm not opposed to. I just don't think it could be the predominant bucket that you pull from.
Absolutely.
I would say if we wanted to do ratios, because I like that, I would have 80% of my posts that end up with a call to action and 20% this funny one from Arch, a meme, stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're busy, you're going to lean into the ones that don't have call to actions because you don't want sales.
You want to make it a little bit more difficult for them to place an order because you're busy. You don't want to turn them away, but you want to still stay top of mind.
If you're on a vacation, you're a memer. You're a memeage. You're going to say, if you're on vacation, maybe do the Throwback Thursday and talk about the set, but don't land with that call to action. Yeah. If you have a class that only has 50% capacity sold, you're going to pull mostly from pushing that content bucket of filling up that class.
Yeah, because I want to say that if I see you saying my classes are not filled up or I've had to cancel classes, and then I go and your copy isn't creating a need within me, yeah, for sure you're not filling up your classes. If you need to fill something up, you're going to see if the day that me and Heather launched the Cookie College, we made an ungodly amount of posts that day.
It was ridiculous. I even sent out an email and then I sent it out without the idiot. So then I sent out another email.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. But you saw we had an expiration date, the expiration date being the launch of that day. You have an expiration date the day your class takes place. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need to create the need, create the want, create the agitation.
I should almost be able to tell from your posting schedule when your class filled up.
Yes.
Because suddenly it's going to call all the, guys, we have tickets.
Yeah. So I'm going to see ticket. Then you're sold out, and I'll be like, oh, we have a Taylor Swift class coming up in 2 months.
When you're bored. And
check it out.
I would say if you're like, hey, ticket, if that's 5 posts, have all 5 hit one different copy formula because it's going to resonate with one person differently than it's going to. Somebody's like, are you bored today? Is only going to be applicable to somebody who's truly bored today.
Absolutely.
Or someone with problem agitate solution. I may be bored, but I may not understand that royal icing is so fickle and it's hard to make. So that's going to resonate with somebody who's tried cookies and can't get it to work.
And I will say, to accompany this new copy, a new photo, a different reel, something, a picture of your last cookie class, someone decorating in it.
Essentially, we're still, even with and on Facebook, they're called creatives, but the pictures, the imagery, the video, we're trying to also resonate with different aspects of the algorithm on Facebook and people who imbibe different content types.
What stops you in your tracks to then read the caption? It's typically whatever the photo or the video is.
I see this asked in a lot of groups, and people are like, what does pick for attention mean? So like somebody will say, hey, listen, I have butter bleed, or I saw someone's peep bunny eyes were bleeding.
Yeah.
Looks like me after I don't take my mascara off. And they were like, pick for attention. Okay, whatever. The pick was a picture of the bloody eye bunny peeps. Someone's like, I don't get what the pick for attention means. And they're like, oh, I know that my posts reach more when the picture is viewed by people. And I always tell people, your question should align in a group with the picture posted. I know some people either post a really amazing set, which is also a great strategy. Yeah. But their question doesn't mirror to that. And guess what the comments are? Really great set.
Yeah, they're not really
good. Yeah, so the bloody-eyed peep lady, who was like, my peeps are bleeding. She didn't post a random beautiful set. She did the peeps with bloody eyes.
Right, so like, you could see exactly what she was, and then come and fix it in the comment.
Right. So that's all strategy. The creative, which is the picture, and the copy, which is the caption. Yeah. Again, fancy buzzwords.
That's why I say, it's the photo or the video that gets people to stop the scroll and then takes time to read the copy. Sometimes when you use the same photo over and over and over again, and I see that, I don't stop and take a look at the copy because I've already seen the photo. So I've become jaded to that because you're using it. I guess they're selling classes versus something that stops me in my tracks. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that's how the royal icing came out of the bag or something like that.
There is it's a little bit of an older strategy, but I kind of see it coming back in again, especially with TikTok video ads. Where the first 3 seconds of the video is weird. Yeah, it's odd. It's something that you're like, I was watching this on TikTok, which I uninstalled this morning. I was watching these 2 guys talk on a podcast. In the top screen, it was split screen, but the bottom is just a random carpet being cleaned.
Yeah, that's the new thing to keep you like interested.
Right. So you're listening to the words. The visual of the 2 dudes talking is not visually stimulating. Yeah. On an app where we are so quick to scroll up. But the bottom was this carpet that was very dirty being cleaned. So I'm listening to the 2 dudes, but I'm watching the carpet. And while that is very weird, what they're trying to do is keep your attention.
Yeah.
It's better than just the 2 dudes talking.
So you might be like, what are they, if they're not carpet cleaners, why are the carpet clean? Well, we have to think, what is their end goal? Is it to keep you watching for 1 minute because they make money off of
they're either views? The 2 podcast dudes or they're the carpet cleaner. We don't know. But when you go to take this back to cookies, like Corey and I have always talked about making a video where there's just a bag of icing and then we splat it. We've never done it because I don't want to clean it up. But that would get somebody's attention really quick. I think that ways I see that people get a very nice attention actually works well for my brain is when they show me the after and then we go through the decorating process.
So I'll be like, oh, now I have to watch how it came to be.
So that's like things that you can do to capture attention. Again, just like the copy, you're going to want to touch these buckets differently at different times. So you'll see on the cookie classes page that we teach, a picture of the class. Okay, if I only posted pictures of people decorating, it's pretty one-dimensional. It's kind of actually pretty boring. But if I post pictures of people decorating, you're like, oh, there's a lot of people in that class. And the next one is the set that we're decorating. And the next one is a fact about royal icing. You can see that we kind of touch the different buckets and create a more interesting engaging campaign.
Funnel is what it technically is, a little buzzword funnel, but you're trying to funnel people into getting people to sign up for your class. So you're using different creatives, different captions, different copy to do that.
So it sounds all technical. It's really just different little buckets. If you had the same way that you use different icing colors for a set, you use different icing colors for your marketing.
Yeah.
And that keeps it more interesting. It triggers or it reaches out to different audience types. And it moves products, which our goal at the end of the day, if you're listening to this podcast, is to make more sales.
Yeah.
Make more dough. Making dough.
Don't know.
Get it?
You've used that one
Got
since
it?
day one.
Yeah, it's on every website I've ever touched. You talk, I'm going to look up the text.
All right, guys, if you want to, and we are basically getting ready to be on our knees and begging you, we love this segment where you guys reach out and you ask questions or you have little tidbits or you just want to talk to us. You can reach out to us via text at 571-556-5644. We will never text you back. That's the plus side of this.
Bless the person that was like, hey, I didn't get an autoresponder text from you. I looked it up, logged in a call, brushed off the cobwebs, and it was like, yeah, you were supposed to submit a form because text spam is becoming so prevalent. You have to prove to the carriers that your kind of business text spam, and it said, what exactly are you texting these people? And it will get approved. So I was like, yeah, we just texted them.
So I'm going to say that when we had a little dry spell of no text, it was during the time that we had not submitted the form. And
that would be the last 6 months.
Really do like us.
It was in September. But we got 3 texts. Hi, twins. Recently, my Facebook business page was taken over by a hacker, even with the 2-step authentication turned on. I've been trying to get it back with no luck. Crushed is an understatement. So unfortunately, I'm starting back to zero. I made a new business page as a backup as Facebook holds the majority of my sales. I've already posted to community groups. My question is, what would you recommend to get my followers back? I do customs, pre-orders, and classes. A lot of my regulars still haven't found the new page. Any suggestions are greatly appreciated. Love you both.
I would circumvent the organic reach, which means just posting in groups on Saturdays when they allow it, and I'd run a Facebook ad. Facebook ads are great for local, hyper-local things, and it can end up back in the feed of the person that ordered from you and be like, oh, I didn't know this. Oh my
What does the Facebook ad say? I've been hacked? My first line of defense is everyone who placed an order from you, hopefully you got their email address. Okay. Even if you don't need to communicate with them through email, best practice on Facebook, it's glitchy enough that I would say start with immediately what's your email and phone number.
Okay. If she did not do that, let's just assume the whole account. The messenger is suckled up.
Would it be wild? It'd be risky, but would it be wild to, as her personal profile or the new page, probably I'd go as a personal profile, go to each comment on the hacked page and say, hey, Shelly, this is me, owner of the page. I've been hacked. This is my old page. Click at new page to follow me over there.
Yeah.
You could probably knock it out in a day before if the new hacker gets you, bans you.
I will say, don't do it. I would say take the 8 hours that you do this in, maybe do 10 comments each hour.
So we're working in 2 different ways. Yeah. Corey doesn't want you to get a wrist slap from Facebook. I don't want the hacker to ban you before you get to do this.
Right.
So what you can do is odds are the hacker just is a script. I don't believe that technically there will actually be somebody sitting behind there, but in the rare event that is, they're 2 buttons away from banning you.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's not like you can get that page anyways. You could even use a husband's page. Who cares if he gets mad? But Corey doesn't want you to do it so many times, copy, paste, that Facebook suspends you for 24 hours.
Yes. And then you can't do anything.
Yeah. That would be a nice one.
I like that.
Definitely
That's a Hail Mary.
Like, I'm getting banned. I'm already not. If you guys are wondering, we're seeing an uptick in these, like, dear Facebook user, your page is compromised. Please click here. If something messages you and says click here, just assume it's a scam. Don't click here.
Yeah.
You can check in Facebook to see if they legitimately thought that you have an issue. Odds are, I'm just going to say 99.9% of the time, it's not real.
It's not.
She even had this texter had 2-factor authentication turned on, but you can see that there are even ways to get around that. So you got to be hyper vigilant from that stuff. And I'm saying if you clicked on a link, there's ways to hack stuff without clicking on links, right? Absolutely. If you have password managers are a great way to work around that.
Yeah.
So I'd say if you have an email, start with that first. I love that you're doing the community group stuff. Awesome as well.
Yeah.
I would even go, the sad.
What?
I would go to a community group, guys. I'm so upset.
Yeah.
My page was hacked. Would you mind supporting me?
agitation,
solution. And that one is a negative one, but almost in this aspect, like I said, this one works really well to have that negative approach. Like, hey guys, I'm really devastated.
Yeah. And then a lot of people, I see it, they'll add with it, once I reach 500 followers, I'll do a giveaway.
That's not a bad thing. Don't put giveaway on your page though, because you know what happens.
Absolutely. Keep that within the group.
Yeah. You can write the word giveaway in a private group and not have the risk of scammers. That said, Corey says run a Facebook ad, not opposed, $1 a day ad spend, kind of just build up that new audience and then go back to that page and see how many people you can get. Obviously, it is a huge impact on your leads and conversions and recurring clients. That is a given. Yeah. This is a kind of reason why I like having a website. So even if your old people go to your Facebook page, go to your website, you could still technically communicate to them through a banner that says, hey, I was hacked, if you've reached out to me on Facebook.
Right.
Bummer.
What a panda boon.
Yeah, it's really hard to overcome it because now that you can't access your page, you also probably likely can't report it for fraud because it was a legitimate page.
And what's so annoying is you probably made your new name, either similar or the same as the old name. So when someone adds it and there's both pages.
Question. You can't change the page, the old name page. Right. But the new page, like when you rebranded, we did formerly the Crumb Cookies.
Yes.
Could you do, let's say the Cookie Monster, let's pretend that was a business, parentheses, new page. Because you can change that later.
I would do that.
Not a bad idea. One, because every time somebody adds it, they're going to be like, oh.
Which one?
If one says new page, I know the old one is the old page.
Yes.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. You can change your page name a couple times. I wouldn't put it in the URL, the custom URL.
Yeah.
But I would.
Just something that when someone adds it, they're not adding the old one.
And if they do, they can kind of see, I have two options. What's going on here? I know something. It's like a little signal like, hey, things have changed.
Winking at you.
Like that. That's a great question. Bummer to deal with. There's when we always say, like, have a second admin. Again, if that person gets hacked, you're going to lose your stuff too. So you need an admin with best practices. I tell Corey all the time. I said we're both on this, but I'll lose it.
Best.
But there is a way that if somebody's made an admin that they can add you back and kind of if that scammer hasn't booted them along.
Yes.
Okay. Another text. Hi, twins. I appreciate all the marketing knowledge you share with the group. I've started working on my CRM, and now I have a list of customers who ordered kids' birthday cookies in the past. Is it weird to send them an email asking if they're interested in ordering again? My calendar fills up quick, so I'd need to send it now for summer birthdays. And I know how many people might not be thinking about their kids' birthday parties now yet, and I really don't want to try and squeeze them in last minute either. Any advice on the situation and how to leverage CRM in general?
I
CRM,
love that.
This baker.
Explain what CRM is.
This baker is leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of us. They're operating in 2024. 2024. A customer relationship management program. There's a ton of options in Sightly, Nutley. Is that the one I used to do?
Nutley,
Nutshell,
Freshly.
something. There's so many CRM programs that you can. I think HubSpot has a free one. I really liked Insightly. If you wanted to know, I used Copper, hated it. Hated it.
You did.
And they got you in a year contract. And you had to like when I was submitting a cancellation 60 days out. I couldn't cancel it myself.
Wow. It's like leasing from a rental apartment.
Yeah, right? It was just a CRM program. So in a CRM program, you'll say, okay, let's pretend I'm the baker. Corey's my client. Corey ordered from me on her birthday, November 22nd. Last year.
Yeah.
So I put her in my CRM. I put her as Corey Miracle. I can say, oh, she's married. Here's her address. I needed to know that. Here's her birthday. Here's what her order was for, a birthday for herself. So now the baker's like, well, I have all this implemented. How awesome it is to have that data. Because within our CRM, I could say, show me anybody's whose birthday is in November. And now I can say, okay, so she's saying, well, I did that. Now I have all these people who ordered for birthdays in the summer. When should I reach out? And how should I reach out? I'm going to say you've written exactly how you should reach out.
Absolutely.
In your text. You're going to
say, summer birthdays.
Yes.
You guys know I fill up fast and I want to bake for your fun
my
days.
priority. I love you. But that said, I know this. I know we've just looked at March and the seasons are about to change, but I'll book out before your birthday. And I want to give you a first shot. You can place your order today. And then I'll follow up with you closer to your event for details about it. But again, I want to let you guys have my first dibs. I loved working with you in the past. I don't think that'd be weird for me to get that.
Absolutely. I'd almost be, oh God, thanks.
I'd be like, this baker's looking out for my best interest. They said they're going to book out and they're giving me a shot. And that's how that CRM program stuff is so strong. It also would tie back to our last text with the hacked thing. If you had a CRM program, you're going to want to get their email addresses and their phone numbers. And now in the event that you were hacked, you can click a button and send out a mass email saying, hey, guys,
and really just build it up again. Yeah. That is very, very true. And we have one more text.
One more. This one is a twofer. When people text together, it creates like two different ones. The usually last one said I didn't get the autoresponder. Hi, twins. In a few of my local community groups, small businesses can only post once a week, all on the same day for everyone. Is there a time that you would recommend to get the most exposure for advertising? Also, I'm getting into being a wedding baker. Do you recommend going to bridal shows? The lowest I've seen for a booth is $500, and I feel like that most people will come there just for the free samples. Thanks. I should have added on. I feel like posts made in the local groups get lost within the group since there's so many posts in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to say 1,000%. Let's think about our local community groups and what they're doing on the weekends. We wake up later. You know, we have plans throughout the day. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people will post up first thing in the morning, and then you have this almost like onslaught of posts.
When people wake up.
Right. That gets lost in the sauce. I actually do this every Saturday.
Corey runs a local community group, and it has the same rule where you can only post on Saturdays. It is the most active day because everyone's trying to sell something. They can only post within the 24-hour period. Here's what I can guarantee you, because I help manage it.
Yeah.
Posting at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., dead. Worst idea ever. Do not, that early to rise gets a worm. Absolutely not.
I see people like, squeaking in before it ends, and you posted it at midnight. Girl, we all sleep.
Here's what I guess we can just go through what I wouldn't do. The same post every Saturday. Just you're copy and pasting it from your last post. One, it's annoying to the admins. Mm-hmm. And it's low effort. Okay.
It's no effort. Mm-hmm.
I would say, I would try this. Because we don't want to ever offend I know that like people try to sneak around the admin rules by asking questions. I would say fall within the admin's parameters of Saturday only. I would ask the question of, hey, does anyone here go to bridal shows? I'm implementing bridal cookies into my bakery, and I'm curious if have you guys been? I've never been. For anybody who's been recently married, I'd love to know your feedback. Picture the bridal cookies. Yeah. And that be the sales post. One, because it's engagement. It's a sales post by covertly asking questions and also doing market research.
I did that this past weekend. If you didn't know, I'm in my cake pop era.
Hardcore. And I got to say, I've benefited. Your shell
has gotten
thin, consistently, no blobs, round.
I'm learning a lot. But here's the thing. I've been a sugar cookie baker for the last 5 years. And now I'm just introducing cake pops. Like you wouldn't think of me and think of cake pops. I've never made them.
I look at you and I say, no way this lady does cake pops.
Way. She's
no way, no how.
She's amazing. She's a baker, a talented, amazing baker. Here's the thing. So on the weekends, you can post in this local foodies group. And I made these pot of gold cake pops. Instead of being like, guys, I'm just getting into cake pops. I said, do these resemble a pot of gold to you?
Well, that's a controversial post. You should have just said that Costco's not letting you get free food without a membership. So
people were like, yeah, it looks just like it. How can I order them? And by asking them their opinions, at the end of the day, it looked like a pot of gold.
I have a working theory on groups. I think if you get the top contributor badge, which you get by just engaging, I think it favors your post in the feed. I think Facebook says this person posts so frequently in this group, and they post engaging content, we're going to reward this.
You think?
You don't think? Why would they? One,
I am the top contributor of my own group, and sometimes my post gets
I'm the top contributor of your group, and nobody sees. But here's my thought. Regardless if that's true or not, adding valuable content to a group, in the eyes of the admin team, they will favor your post.
Yes.
Then when it comes to making your post, I wouldn't just do the generic sales post. I see it in your group that you run. Yeah. It's just copy and pasted week after week, the same content, and they're getting absolutely no different results. And I say, what else would you expect? But to post a picture of a wedding set and then ask people if they had gone to a bridal show and post it on the sales day, I think you cut through a lot.
I love that strategy. I do love that strategy.
There's some of these groups that have 20, 30, 40,000 people. On the Saturdays, it's ridiculous. So you're just one of a million people making a post.
That's why I think you have to do it differently. Ask, would you buy these for or I'm firing my client. They wouldn't wake up early. Just kidding me. I'm the client.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
Just because people like drama.
People do like drama. I like to
You couldn't do it every single time, but I like switching
diverse content. Have your content bucket for your Saturday sales posts. And then again, hate to do it. If this is the only group in your area, maybe make another group. I wouldn't do a direct competitor. You don't want to offend the admins.
Yeah.
But like, okay, there's Northern Virginia Foodies, the group Corey's talking about. It's all of Northern Virginia. There's millions and millions and millions of people here. And then Corey started Lake Ridge a Lake Ridge group, which is a very, very small unincorporated city within Northern Virginia. It's so small. It is an armpit.
But it's where the armpit is where my clients are.
So she's created what is technically, if you want to look at a computer group, because they talk about food there, but they're only allowed to talk about food within Lake Ridge.
And you can only be a lady. Like a lady. Must be a lady.
So the amount of men that try to join that group is ridiculous.
No, I love that though. You're right. So what I tend to do is post in the evenings. And this is in my very own group.
Because
people are coming back from wherever they went out this day.
Go to your own schedule. Let's go through your own Saturday schedules. Sure. You're definitely asleep for a long time. I know. Then you wake up, I feel, at like 9 or 10. 9:30. So let's say if Corey's the average of her group, a lot of women in this ladies group, they're waking up at 9:30. The business owners probably, brush their teeth and at 10:30 are making their sales posts. Between 9 and 10, we're seeing an influx of a high posting schedule. You can almost go to a group and you can change the sorting by newest post and you can kind of see when the influx of posts. I think we'd see a dead zone around 2 and 3.
Yeah, because people are out and about eating lunch.
Probably at our cookie class because they read our problem agitate solution and want to learn about royal icing. And then they come back at night. But you only are allowed in most of these groups to make one sales post. So we've gotten a lot of our competition, a lot of the posting competition out of the way. Now we have a dead zone, but people are coming back onto their phones.
Back onto their phones while they're making dinner, while they're chillaxing.
I'd say ideally we're looking at 3 to 6 p.m.
Then that's...
If you're like my parents, I go to bed at 8 p.m., so they're goners. We've not reached them. That would probably be when I'd post. For the bridal, has anyone ever been to a bridal show? I maybe would do that more in the morning.
I think, and I would do the emoji where he's asking a question.
That would be,
because it starts it off with like.
I wouldn't even put my website link there. I would just say, hey, has anyone been to a bridal expo? I'm getting into bridal cookies, and I'm just curious. It's $500 to join. What do you guys do there, brides? Talking to all brides. If you're not a bride, scroll on.
Yeah.
When you're like, and by the way, if you'd like to order cookies, I think people will be like, that's a gimmick. You got me.
You used me.
Yeah. But in the next week, again, your content bucket, you can go back to the sales.
Yeah.
In groups, the strategy there is so much different than pages. Thoughts?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I love studying it. It's always an ebb and a flow.
Somebody messaged your ladies page and they were like, what's the difference between this page and the group? And I said, the page is an announcement and the group is a conversation. So when I think of making sales posts in groups, I would make it a conversation. But on my page, I would have it be a sales pitch.
Yeah.
And I'd use those formulas to make it not so boring.
I didn't know if anyone knows this. And I did not know not everyone knew it. If you are in a group and you tag your page and you see it grayed out, it's still clickable. It will still take them where they need to go. It's just saying that the page is not in the group. Someone went toe-to-toe to me and said, no, you can't tag a page that's not in the group. And I said, babe girl, been doing it.
I'm going to tell you though, so when I am on desktop and I try to tag a page in the group, it's like, no, we'll tag somebody's name tag.
No, it doesn't like
it's so
it.
Glitchy.
Doesn't like on desktop.
I saw we're in this Power Admins of North America group. And someone's like, why are my links no longer clickable in groups?
Yeah.
And they said, we're removing that feature because of spam.
That's crazy.
So I posted it in the Cookie College and people were like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I have to agree with them. It is so crazy.
You know what was a weird one that happened in our local community group? Someone test drove a car down a residential road.
Are you just telling us this crazy story?
No, I'm going to say. Down a residential road, hits 2 parked cars.
It's a Mercedes from CarMax.
Yeah.
These 2 boys test drive it. There's no CarMax employee in the car, and they absolutely total it into additional
80
cars.
in a 35 and hit 2 cars, totaled the car. I posted that because that's good content, and I had some pictures that no one had seen because I'm a news lady here out there in the road.
Did you go and see it yourself?
No, I went and saw the aftermath. I tried to. Remember, the road was closed.
Oh.
Anyways, I posted it to my Facebook page, that page for the group. And the news scam, it was like really tragic what happened.
I know. Click this link. Yeah. So if you guys are seeing page spam, which is pervasive, on that singular post, top right corner, click people can only engage with this who have liked this page more than 24 hours.
That is smart. That is smart.
I mean, like Facebook, and we complain about it, but it's got a lot of tools.
Yeah, it's
spam.
trying.
Yeah.
But I will say that stuff is annoying. There was 3 comments that went up immediately with those weird links.
Like Ruth Ann, she was like, I don't think someone's going to hack mine. They would never want to guess mine. I said, it's a robot, dude. It's a script. It's just a thing that's just hitting everybody. She thinks it's legitimately a man. Hunting and pecking on the keyboard, trying, well, let's see. This is street she grew up on. Ain't nothing man about it. That is, if you want to text in, these questions are great.
Yes.
571-556-564.
Let me say that again because I interrupted you.
Okay.
571.
I like it.
556.
Very deliberate.
5644. Do you like how we kept it in that little range, except for the
I was
one?
right.
Except for the one. Yeah. The one is.
That was just our error.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you have a problem? Something that we haven't focused in on the podcast? Text at 571-556-5644 and get it answered today. Problem match today's the last one.
Love it.
Bridge. Hate your bakery? Want to love it? Text in at 571-556-5644.
Hate the twins? Want to say it out loud? Text us. 571-556.
I'm desperate enough for these texts. I'll read them aloud. We'll talk about it. Let's learn more about it. Okay, tell us about the Cookie College and what I'm working on this week.
How would I know that?
You sent it to me because you take so long. The class.
Oh. The Taylor Swift class.
Yes.
Oh. The Cookie College. If you're looking to grow your bakery.
TheCookieCollege.com.
If you're looking to grow your bakery, we did put together a membership. The membership has so much goodies in there. You have over...
This is that $250 or $250. Yeah, sign up. 250 people only can sign up. Now that was 3 years ago. Now we have 3 years of content.
Yes. That means there's so many marketing courses designed for your bakery. So we hold your hand. Take my hand and we hold
Done with you.
Done
marketing
with you marketing.
classes for bakers.
But in there, you also have a private podcast. So if you're like, I just want to hear those squeaky voices just a little bit extra squeak, you get that. But you also get a private Facebook group. And that Facebook group is honestly why most people sign up. I wish it was for the juicy marketing content.
Yeah, they're like, I like my friends.
They like their friends. And in that group, we couldn't really dive deep into like maybe, a customer issue in the main group because so many people are opinionated and like to be.
Really? Tell me more.
They're just trying to get free cookies. But in the Cookie College group, it's more people that are focused on growing their bakeries and not a mixture of like people just doing this for fun and business owners. It's mostly business owners because how many people aren't going to sign up for growing their bakery? They don't want to grow it.
I mean, why would you pay for something you're not generating money from?
Absolutely.
So when we talk about the Cookie College group, it's under 1,000 people. It's people that are all like, I'm here to make money. Our goal for them, and I always promise them when I teach the Facebook Live on the second Monday, is that I make you your cost to join, which is $76 plus $1 because then you'll stick around.
Yeah. But the knowledge you'll get from it is going to be paying off in dividends over the time that you are no longer with us.
Specifically, that membership, so there's 5, the Cookie College and the Cookie Class Kids membership are getting a new class this week to avoid copyright infringement. It's called Sweet Singer. I'll let you infer which singer we're talking about.
I think I called it Sweet Sugar
Death
Singer.
metal, whatever.
Sweet Sugar Singer.
Sweet Sugar Singer.
Whoa,
Whoa, copy only fits so much. Anyways, it's very red. It's
Red.
It's our cookie class era.
You have to take the crumbs and you shake them off. shake it off.
So this class is a theme extrapolated from Taylor Swift. Again, we don't want to violate her copyright, but if you can, again, don't write Taylor Swift, guys. You got to understand her copyright. However, it's got the vibes of this sugar singer, sweet singer, whatever.
Yeah, so you have red lips. Taylor Swift is known for red lips, but no one owns red lips. We have a snake. Reputation here. Mirror ball, which is a disco ball. Everyone can do that one. A scarf, red scarf.
Very nice.
I can't remember what era that is from. But
There was an album called Red.
Was that the one?
I don't know.
I cannot remember. And
the
then
Swifties are screaming right now.
We have a friendship bracelet.
Yeah, so very nice. So it is a themed thing. It'll be our closest to getting to a specific theme, but everyone begged for it. So let's see how it performs. I can't wait to see it myself. That said, I'm building it out this week and it will drop sometime this week. All Cookie Class kits drop the first week of each month. So you get a new one every time you sign up. However, it's also included in the Cookie College membership. Not only does the Cookie College and the Cookie Class kits get a new class each month, the Cookie College, which is a couple bucks more, gets all the classes from last year
as well. How much is just the Cookie Class kit?
$63.
And how much is the college?
$76.
Do you see for a mere $13?
$13.
You go from just having a class to having a support system. Sign up today. www.thecookiecollege.com.
I rebuilt the landing page, so you will get more of an explanation as to what each membership entails.
We did think the landing page was a tinge on the confusing side.
That's what I actually want to talk about in an upcoming podcast. As your business morphs, as you introduce more products.
Cake pops.
Like, and as you end,
that way you do that.
yeah, sure. I got a fidget spinner. Corey wants to play with it. As your products end, your website will get out of date for the sheer fact that times change.
Times are changing.
So in the last year, in 2023, in 2022, Vendy Blendy, we did the Baker's Business Basics. In 2023, we did the cookie class kits, and then we added the $2 transfers in April. So that was a lot of new products added. However, the landing page was confusing.
It was.
So I said to Corey, this year, admin cleanup, since January, and January is kind of a slow time, and then the summer months will be a slow time, I would suggest auditing your website. And I told Corey, I put on the hat of I have no clue who these people are. I have no clue what they sell. From the top of this website to the bottom, will I leave with a well-rounded understanding of what my options are?
Yes. And it's almost taking yourself out of your business and approaching it as someone who's never heard of it before. Does your copy,
do your buttons, does your imagery all support that the person who clicked to this website, let's say an alien landed. They only know how to speak English though. So they go to your website from the top to the bottom. Does the alien buy cookies?
Will they pop onto your website and at the end of your website be filling out your order form? That is, we should do a whole, we can talk about a website audit when you make mine.
I'm auditing ours. So that's what I spent the last couple of weeks working on. I think it looks really nice. Now I think from top to bottom, you understand where you should start, where you should go, and how to get there.
And how to do it.
Let me see if I used any copy formula on it.
I'm sure you had.
It's my favorite thing to do.
I think when you did who says this for?
So the first thing you see when you get there, welcome, you found the Cookie College 5 bakery marketing memberships. I wanted to be very clear what this website was. The Cookie College is a collection of 5 different memberships developed to help you increase your bottom line as you make more dough while making that dough. Right there at the top.
There you go.
Click on a membership to sign up or scroll on for more info. I'd say that was the fab, features, benefits, solutions. And then the rest of the website really kind of leans into pushing you that. So I said, putting business back into baking. These courses are for each of these membership is designed for the hobby baker who has realized this hobby is costing me a fortune and I've got to make some money back. Right there's a problem. So then you kind of agitate. I need to make money. So we have problem, agitate solutions. Turn the side hobby of cookies into a money making venture with the right marketing strategies to increase lead gen and decrease marketing stress.
Love
problem, agitate solution.
You can check that out at thecookiecollege.com. The Cookie College gets everything. So if you would like everything.
Yeah, it kind of starts at what you get for the Cookie College, the Cookie Class kits, and it kind of breaks down which is included in what? Membership. We would love to have some new bakers join us. I mean, bakers are joining us, but I love it when
we don't haze you. We actually praise you.
I like that one. I'm going to add it to that. Write that down. Moving on to our sponsors.
Sponsors. Eduardo. I have an Eddie order. Couldn't have done it without him. It was a last minute Corpy order. And since I'm still in my corporate girly era, I took it. I sent her previous photos of Eddie orders and she ended up booking, which is fantastic. So Eddie is a direct to food printer. So if you're making royalized sugar cookies, if you're doing rolled buttercream, if you're doing buttercream cookies, macarons, chocolate covered almonds. Oh, I've seen people do
I've seen that. The Jordan almonds.
Jordan almonds is what I meant.
Those things are a dentist trip in a shell.
Yeah. Mentos, but not
Mentos. I'm sure Eddie would be like, figure it out. Go ahead.
It can actually print directly on it. It looks just like a futuristic printer. It even has the whole like ching, 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 ching.
And it's
just
great,
like a printer.
Great, red.
Yeah. And it prints directly on there. So I love it for corporate orders. It prints color on the cookie. It's just using edible food coloring that actually prints just like a printer. And I mean, crispy lines.
Oh, it's pretty. I mean, I can't even really describe it. You almost have to see one in action. We did upload a YouTube video when we unboxed it. If you just do Eddie Sugar Cookie Marketing on YouTube, you could see our idiot faces talking about it.
It is. And then we printed our face on the cookie that was holding.
We took a photo with our phone and then turned around and just printed it.
It was crazy. Yeah. It was Inception, Cookieception.
Cookieception.
We were holding on to it. You can check them out. There is a Eddie Printers, a users group on Facebook. If you want to see what people are doing with him, what they're doing for Easter, St. Patrick's Day, it's a great place to just watch and see, ask your questions and get those answers.
I saw somebody in the Eddie group. They asked this question. I felt bad for them. They're like, I got the biggest. It was like something like 1,500 cookies, like something that was just crazy. Yes. All corporate.
Yeah.
And they were like, but the logo's only red. how.
Oh, good Lord.
See, the problem is because like a normal printing cartridge, typically you go through black first because you print most black and white. This is a printing cartridge with edible ink in it. So and they're not the cheapest thing. They're like $180. 150 bucks. Sorry, on sale. Go buy it. But she was like, I'm going to burn through just the red in all of these. So that means anything she has to print after that would have to be a mix of the green and blue colors.
Yeah, but what's so funny is red is a primary color. Okay. So I was learning like nothing can make red. So you can't be like, if I run out of red, I can do blue and yellow. No.
Right. It's going to affect, everything's going to be weird colors. Like when you.
So you think orange has a little bit of red.
Right. So then she would just never be able to, with these cartridges, because she's going to use up so much red. It was an interesting conundrum. Do you bill that to the client? I would. At $1,500, you're going to burn through a bunch of just red.
At 1,500 cookies.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wow. Hopefully it was a little bit more than $1,500
cookie. So that's very interesting. Really cool tool. If you don't have one yet, I would create a strategy, this pricing strategy this year to have it pay for itself and then treat yourself to it for Christmas.
Yeah, ask your audience.
Do you believe it's already March?
No.
Floored. We're heading out of Q1.
We're heading towards tax season.
We're heading towards a Vendy Blendy, and I am not well. Moving on to Royal Batch by
Take it back.
It.
No, we're not doing that.
It's a meringue powder. It's a very nice meringue powder. Corey talks about it like it's her second child. It does everything for you. It includes, I don't know, I can't remember this. Vanilla. Food coloring. White.
Not vanilla food coloring. That's not a thing. Vanilla. Flavoring. Extract. Okay, go ahead.
White coloring.
White food coloring.
Okay, I was saying it right.
No.
Corn
syrup.
My brain's like, don't hold on to any of this.
It has corn syrup in it, which if you don't know, it gives your cookies a softer bite, which is what a lot of people like. So we love to have a little corn syrup in there. You find bakers will add it after. You don't need to do that. It already has vanilla flavoring in it. If you've just made regular meringue powder, it doesn't have like a tasty taste. Mm-hmm. It's like almost tasteless. I don't know. I like them all. But having vanilla flavoring already in it, you're good to go. And then white food coloring, it helps stop color bleed if you are new to
Corey
baking.
wrote a blog post on 12 tips to stop color bleed. You can read that at thecookiecollege.com.
I did.
And white food coloring was one of them.
And I have named Royal Batch as my go-to.
Yeah, the whole blog post is like, here's 12 things to try if you're at your wit's end.
Yeah.
You couldn't try all 12. Some of them were like if this is working, do this.
You'd be like, turn up the temperature, turn down the
sun.
there's
a lot of moisture, air quality thing. Now, not a sponsor yet, but working on it. Lara Perotti owns the Sweet Bite app. It's a cutter organization app. I told her, hey, listen, teach us a Facebook Live for free on this app and introduce it to us and then decide if you want to sponsor the podcast. And she was like, absolutely, nice. I will. So she's actually doing it on March 14th. I can't believe I'm saying March 14th.
Did you say what she's doing it on?
Yeah, it's a product demonstration of her app, the Sweet by app. She'll be doing a screen share from her phone, I think. She was working on how to get that. And these are the 3 talking points that make them fill out when they sign up for lives. Effortless inventory management. Never lose track of a cookie cutter again. That's very good. Problem I should is a little.
Oh, true.
Smart shopping assistant. Save time and money by knowing exactly what tools you have and you need. Oh, that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
And then what's your third talking point and vision for the future, upcoming features, and how to share feedback.
Nice. I will say I've been going through a cookie cutter organization journey.
You have.
Why do I have so many thank you cookie cutters?
I printed off some. I'm in the Sam's Cookie University membership.
How many times do I say thank you in a different font?
Oh, apparently a lot of times. Why do you just like have a fetish for thank you cookie?
I think I do. I think every time I see a thank you cookie and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll add that. I'll probably use that color. Now I found them all.
So will you put them all together?
Yes.
Here's what Corey did. I was proud of her. She went to, we have an IKEA. If you don't have an IKEA, darn you. You were missing out.
They do ship.
They do?
Yeah. I got it shipped.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
do you have to live close to them? Is it like being shipped from the IKEA that you live next to?
I don't know.
It's IKEA Corp.
I couldn't have gone and picked it up.
Those things have been huge. I guess you can buy things and ship them.
I could not.
Shipping is, I can't believe I can put something in the mail and it arrives where it needs to in like a day.
It was just, they were just laying up against the house.
Okay, so if you know IKEA, the shelves that are perfect squares and there's 8 cubbies.
Yes.
Very great and universal product that they sell. I like it. Of course, it's that reinforced cardboard or whatever. It's basically don't get it wet.
It's not going to stand up.
Do not get it wet. But you put the bins in and she stacked them up. And so that they're, taller than they are wide. Yeah. And then you have, 6 of them next to each other? Each one a bin that's labeled with cookie cutters.
Yes. And I have labeled it like instead of just birthday, we have princess themed. So anything that's princess themed. Then I have like reptiles and dinosaurs.
What happens when, okay, let's say what's the Jurassic Park pun that I always see?
I have no idea.
You're almost 5. Okay, if it is a dinosaur, but it's also for a birthday set, what bin does it go in?
I see what you did there.
Uh-huh.
What I ended up doing is if it's a dinosaur not holding a heart for Valentine's Day, he goes in the reptile bin. If the dino is holding a heart, he is in the Valentine's Day bin.
That is rough. That is rough.
I know. But this Sweet Bite app will take the guessing out of there. So from what I recall, when I checked it out, you can do like, I have this bin, and within my bin, you can make it custom to you.
Very nice. So she'll be demonstrating that on the 14th of March, but I'll post it's not listed in the group yet. I get around to those.
You do.
Yeah, because everyone doesn't realize to make it comprehensive and hit all of my audience. I post it to the page. I post it to the Reels. I post it to the Instagram. I post it to the group. I post it in a spreadsheet. I post it to a Google Calendar.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love that.
It's annoying, and I should have stopped a long time ago, but I say, consistency is key.
That's okay. We love that.
Okay, what was that?
That is where I need to be tomorrow.
Little reminder on the Apple Watch. I think that takes us through this podcast.
Do you have a Twinterest? A Twinterest? Twinterest.
I thought I did. Do you? You feel like you asked that so deliberately.
I do have one.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm into this cake pop journey.
You are?
What I realized is the molds you can buy from like, I think it's called the Cake Pop Mold, Sweet Cake Pop Mold Place. I can't remember.
The Sweet Cake Pop Mold Place?
I think so. Online. It's the #1 mold maker for cake pops, I guess.
Okay.
There's air pocket holes.
Okay.
When you squish the dough.
Which is wild to know that you guys are squishing
I know, but we have gloves on. The air has to go somewhere. So the air can actually take up space so you don't have a full 1 ounce ball.
It's inside?
Yeah, because it's caught inside there. She came out with a new one that has a hole in there. So you can have a perfectly round one, which means less time molding and adding more dough to it.
I don't get where they have in the air pocket.
The air pocket allows the air to escape when you go and close it. So you can have more of a perfectly round shape versus the air being stuck into it.
Is a cake pop world. I know like flexing in the cookie world is no butter bleed and puff. Like puff is like you are the elite. You are the best. Is the cake pop world?
In cake pop world? No, it's shapes.
Not round.
Not round. But that they are like perfectly shaped and look like if you did SpongeBob and he looks like a SpongeBob.
So it's the perfection of the shape of the ball.
Round is like entry level, I think.
Oh wow, really?
I know, so I'm just like still at entry level. But if you can,
have you done a shape yet?
No, I did not.
Pleb.
Yeah,
trash.
I'm just really trying to get the circle down. And I learned the thinner the chocolate, the thinner the outer shell, the better it is. But the thinner you go with the shell, the more you can see the dough inside. So if you did like a strawberry that's pink, you don't want to see the pink from the outside. It can kind of like. Yeah, do you see how they've made it hard for bakers? Every little hobby, every little industry is like we have to make it complicated. We do. This is too easy. Let's make it difficult. And I learned, I was mushing it with my hands.
Yes.
Like my body
wild thoughts of me. Hurt. Did not know. Guys who don't know make cake pops. Yes. They're squishing it with their hands. They're taking cake and balling it up. But now put that thing in a mixer with a paddle attachment. Put that thing in the mixer, paddle attachment, turn it on for 5 minutes. It'll come out in the dough consistency that you need to save you so much more time. So you're taking a baked cake. Baked cake. Blending it up again. Baked cake. As soon as it comes out, cover it with foil. Let it come to room temp. Okay. How long are we talking about? It does take a while. Okay. Over an hour. So you don't want it to be hot to the touch? Some people do. Some people don't. Interesting. So what has worked for me is putting foil on it to allow that you want that moisture from the steam to stick in there because that's your binder. Oh, binder. Wow. Yeah. Then you put that whole thing. So you're taking a sheet cake and throwing them back into the Bosch. Back into the, well, I am doing the KitchenAid, but yes. Why are you doing the KitchenAid? It's because the Bosch has a cylinder in the center. Yeah. You need it to come together. Oh, and that's the coming apart. Yeah, because it would be in just like a little blobby, but we want it to mush together. Oh, and then what? It turns it into the little pack thing, but you just roll. All you do is just make it a shape now. From that big thing of Play-Doh thing, I'm taking those things out and putting into the molds. Yes. So really, you're not using your hand to squish it out. Not anymore. Wow. I was an idiot. That took forever. Yeah.
By the time I got to the part where you actually stick the chocolate stick in there, I was already tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I realized from Gina Wade, who runs the big Cake Pop group.
What's it called?
Cake Pop Knowledge and Support, I think.
Huh.
That she does this where she bakes the cake, does little balls, puts that in the freezer, and then she's prepared for the rest of the week. So she's not doing everything on the same day. So you can be mentally sharp when you need to dip
Can you freeze cake balls like you can?
Oh, yes. Wow.
Would you recommend a sugar cookie baker foray into cake balldom?
I would say a foyer, entry level to the house, would be maybe macarons. Would be just maybe
macarons are so fickle.
Yeah, but once you learn the learning curve, they're not going to bite back.
Aren't you teaching a macaron class, bro?
Who knows? I did buy another macaron course to take to see if I was doing it correctly.
See, you all question it. They're delicious.
They are so delish.
My twin twist is the reason I wasn't here on last Monday. I got a reliable car. I am unstoppable now. Free rides for anybody. I'll pick you up on the side of the road. Hey, listen, you break down to Texas, you call me. I'll get you. I'll get there. I'm offering free rides.
I will say I'm fighting with my insurance still.
Corey's insurance. This is wild. You have to be kind of difficult with it. I worked in insurance for 8 years.
I feel like I've been passed to 4 people. I am a little difficult.
I think you should say, I need this car back immediately. This needs to be handled, or I need a new adjuster.
I will say that next. If my current adjuster ever calls. I want to say, though, for people who are like, I have a customer, they're very mad, they just want free stuff. No, I don't want the free. I want my vehicle back.
Yeah. Corey wanted to pay the deductible. I think you'd pay your deductible twice almost if it meant you got
I know.
Yeah, I don't think I should do another poll. How many orders have you funded in the past in 2020?
Yes.
Because a lot of, in the group of 45,000 people, someone will be like, hey, this person had an issue. This person had an issue with 3 cookies. If anything, maybe there's a small issue with 3 cookies. We're not perfect. You guys aren't robots,
absolutely.
Right? Even robots aren't perfect. But they were like, what should I do regarding the client? And just the large majority of comments, of course, I had to delete them all, were like, they just want free stuff. They're unethical. They're just trying to steal from you. No, I think they just wanted those 3 cookies fixed.
Yeah.
I think they either wanted some kind of form of recourse, either discount me on these 3 cookies, but likely what they wanted was the set. They spent hours working with you. The thought of calling a business, I hate it. I hate the thought of emailing, interacting. Yeah. I'd rather be alone in my room forever. Uh-huh. So when I interact with a business, it's because I truly need and want something from them, and I would like it to go as smoothly as possible.
Absolutely.
In the event that they don't replace the wheel of Corey's car, it wasn't her goal to get free wheels. It wasn't her goal it was her goal to have the car made whole. And they wanted to go about it the best way. And when things go left instead of right, people are looking for a form of recourse. How can we come to a common ground where we all still win here?
But you would look at me and be like, oh, Corey just wants a free wheel.
Yeah, that's what your energy with these people who want cookies, who want to be made whole with cookies, you're coming, you just want free stuff.
And then I want to say, just because of this that's happened to me, this experience, now I feel like if I have another issue, I have to bring that same fervor to it to get the outcome. But
essentially Progressive or whatever has created a nasty client that's unhappy with their defenses raised.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I don't act like this is going to end me, then I won't.
But what's going to happen though? What's going to happen is you're going to leave Progressive after this.
Yeah.
Corey's going to find a new insurance company, but let's say Progressive's like, well, Corey just wanted a free wheel. No, she's been paying to Progressive. How long have you been with them? Years?
10 decade, I think.
A decade. They've lost a client over a $300 repair.
And this is my first claim ever.
First claim ever. So that, and that goes back, if we can learn anything, likely your clients don't. And even if you had 100 clients and one person was trying to get one over in here, who cares? Just let them go. Just give them their money back, pay to make it go away. You have bigger and better and more clients to get a hold of.
Because if Progressive would have made this easy, which the majority
Corey would have
of
told
it was,
me to switch to Progressive.
I would have been like, oh, I'll be with them for another.
Yeah. Instead, they've made it's so funny because now they're paying for Corey's car to be stored at the repair facility and for a rental. I'm sure it has cost them more than the stupid one.
I'm like, hold up to the rental for the next 3 days. I'll be Carlos. Okay. I will be stuck in my home.
I'll give you a ride.
I'll give you a ride. Absolutely. Oh, just crazy. But now we're going to do our Cookie College podcast. So you Cookie College folk, hold on, you'll get yours.
Or if you want more of this, sign up at thecookiecollege.com. But try it this week. Challenge to you guys, if you're still listening, which you're not. Try to find these types of formulas in your day-to-day. You'll see it on billboards. You'll see it on ads in your feed. And then you'll see it on the TV if you're still operating with cable from the 1980s.
Missed you guys. Glad to be back.